Productions, the Cultural Preservation Station. Tune in. Tune in. Hey yo. Black education, cultural preservation, tailored BEETV, because elevation. Tune into the station, we rockin' the whole nation. That's right, we rockin' the whole nation, prepping new generation for mental activation. Tailored BEETV's the new sensation. Stop the hesitation and learn something new. My girl Taylor B's here to show and prove. Terrorist shit.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Welcome back to BEETV. This is the Hip Hop Hour, the show that brings hip hop origin stories to life. We bring the bars, the stories, and the culture. We keep that front and center here. So today we have a special guest straight out of Staten Island, and he's a true voice of the streets, a lyrical hawk who's been flying high since the days of Loudmouth. Tommy Whispers, aka No Smiles, aka Hawkman. I am so excited to bring my brother to BEETV. Welcome to Black Education Empowers True Vision King. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, sis.
Thank you so much. That was a hell of an introduction, right?
Yes, indeedy. A great one.
That's right. That's right. Let me
I got to use that for a skit on my album.
That's right. Let's get them bees going for that, because the killer bees are definitely in the building. We're definitely in the house tonight. So I'm so excited to have you on the platform, bro. You know, I'm a big fan, obviously, first, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, family also, you know. So I just want to just welcome you to the platform and just really give you your flowers and big you up, because you're really doing your thing. You know, you got the album out, the video drop, you know, and you're doing a damn thing. So welcome aboard and congratulations on everything that you got going right now.
Once again, thank you for having me on the platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
so listen, King, let's get right into it. So take us to the beginning, okay? Take us back to the beginning. Growing up in Stapleton Projects, how did that environment in Staten Island and that energy shape your voice and your style early on in your career? Because I know you started when you was around 11 years old. So
yes,
how did
indeed.
that atmosphere shape you? What was your inspirations back then?
See, I was born in Brooklyn, first of all.
Okay, wonderful. Look, I'm glad we got that out the way. So you was born in Brooklyn. When did you move to Staten Island?
All right, I'll give it all to you right now. I was born in Brooklyn, East New York. I lived in Flatbush a little bit, Bed-Stuy. I grew up in Bed-Stuy. I actually lived like right around the corner from Biggie Smalls. I lived on Green Avenue, St. James and Cambridge, and Biggie Smalls lived on St. James and Fulton. And I want to say I went to school with Little C's and Sky Zoo.
Okay.
PS11. And I moved to Staten Island when I was 11 years old. I moved to Staten Island. First building I moved in the building with the same building as Trife. Me and Trife had the same exact apartment. He lived in 8P. I lived in 2P. So we had the same setup. The apartment was set up the same way.
Just
so I lived there. Yeah, I lived there.
6 floors apart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we had the same, like, if you go on my apartment, the kitchen, the bathroom, everything was set up the same way his was.
Right.
You
In
know
the
what I'm
same,
saying?
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to the another building, 212 Broad Street, Ghostface lived in 218 on the first floor.
Wow.
So I would like go to his crib, chill with his brother that was in a wheelchair. I don't know if y'all know his brother. That they have in the Hulu joint.
The Saga, yeah.
Yeah, the Saga. You know, the funny one, the funny one that was in the wheelchair. That was my guy Dion. That was my boy.
Wow.
So I used to hang out with him a lot. He was actually nice at rapping.
Yeah.
I think Ghost took his style, believe it or not.
And that's okay. Shoot, they brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That's
what we do.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's right.
That's what's up, though. That's a rich history.
But it wasn't just Ghostface that lived in the project. We had Shaheem, we had Pop the Brown Hornet, we had Don P, we had Ninth Prince, we had Killer Sin, we had Down Low Record, we had Kate Says, we had Rubber Bands, we had shit, you name it, we had it in Stapleton. And then up the block we had Park Hill, where Meth and U-Guard and Deck and all of them was from, Kappa and everybody. So RZA was the mastermind behind putting Stapleton and Park Hill together, because those are two hoods that had a lot of animosity with each other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he was the mastermind by putting everybody together like that. So it was a beautiful thing that he did that. because
Yeah.
brothers would still have animosity to this day if it wasn't for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's why we
absolutely.
call him the Abbot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, that is why he's the abbot, you know.
Exactly.
He had that visionary idea, and he seen into the future and what the potential was that everybody had. And he really
Right.
put the thing together for people to be able to reach that potential. So
Exactly.
absolutely, you know what I mean, let's give it up for the killer bees, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang in the building, you know what I
All
mean?
day.
And, and this is what it's all about. So talk about your nicknames. Talk about your nicknames, Hawkman.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Give us a little bit background about your nicknames and how you came to chose those for yourself.
Okay. Well, No Smiles was a name I had because I was just always frowning when I was little. As you can see in my album cover, Unbelievable, the Unbelievable album cover, I was 4 years
Yes,
old.
hold on. I got it too. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna put it up
Yeah.
here so people can see.
And
Here
that
it
was
is.
usually my face like all the time. Like,
Oh, look at you. You look so
yep.
cute.
Thank you. Yeah, that was always my just always just like,
So is No Smiles like your name from your original nickname, like you're back in the day?
yeah,
Just
back in
from
the days, yep. And Tommy Whispers came about later on, maybe when I was like I want to say 14, 15.
hmm
Just it was just like I felt like it was a mob name, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Staten Island, Wu Gambino, so I said, let me choose a good name. And I always rocked Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger was always my shit though. And plus I'm like really like low key and quiet, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like I don't really don't talk too loud too much. You know, that was the
Yeah.
whole thing about the loud mouse thing. It was like it was like a what do you call that?
Like an
Oxymoron type thing.
oxymoron.
Right,
Oxymoron.
because unspoken and Tommy whispers, but we're together. We're like loud mouths. You know what I'm saying?
Loudmouth. Yeah.
Right.
Dope,
Yep.
dope.
Yep.
So
And then the
I see you like
Hawkman.
to play on the words. I see you like to play on the words like that.
Hmm.
I like that too, you know, making acronyms and play on words and you know what I'm saying,
Right.
making new words. That's dope.
Right.
And then
And
what about
Hawkman.
Hawkman?
Hawkman came about just me being a very observant person, just like
Mhm.
watching, just being quiet and just watching everything. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's what that came about from.
Which I'm not surprised.
Hawkman is also a comic book a hero also.
Okay.
Yeah, from I
So what's
believe
his
he was
superpowers? Because that was going to be one of my questions. If you was
um
a superhero, what would you want to be and what would your superpowers be? So what's Hawkman's superpowers? Like, or
hmm
what would you want yours to be?
huh.
If you could just
Teleport.
make it
I
up.
like to teleport.
Teleport.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like to just pop up and pop out.
I know that's right.
Hmm.
I know
Word up.
that's a true number 2 trait there.
Mhm.
And also
Exactly.
with the observancy, that's true of your frequency. Very observant and attention to detail.
That's
Uh
right.
yeah, we went over a little bit of that before. So that's
Hmm.
dope, man. That's dope. Like what a dope background and you know, just a lot of history that you've been through. So tell us what it was like. Obviously, like you said, when you got to Staten Island, you was 6 floors down from Trife. So that
Yeah.
must have been how you started a relationship and with Trife and kind of like knowing him. What formed what was the catalyst that helped form TMF? Was it you, Trife, and
Actually,
Crime Wave?
crime. Crime
Crime
was
was
the yeah. I
okay.
I
Get
I
into
I
it.
met crime first.
Hmm.
Even though me and Trife lived in the same building, I met crime first because we was in the same
Okay.
school. Trife went to Catholic school. Me and crime went to the same public school, and we also went to the
Okay.
same junior high school together. So what happened was, me and crime, we knew each other. We knew he rapped, he knew I rapped. So one day I looked at him in the lunchroom. We looked at each other. It was like pointed to the bathroom because that's where everybody goes battle at. They go to battle in the bathroom. They do their rap little battles. So me and him one on one battle. He liked my style. I liked his style. Yo, come to my house after school. After that, we started writing rhymes together. We had our own group called Beyond Chaos at first. Me, him, and my
Okay.
other 2 friends. So then he
Hmm.
knew Trife already. So he introduced me to Trife. Even though, like I said, even though me and Trife live in the same building, he introduced me to Trife. So Crown was like the catalyst of all of us together, honestly. You know what I'm saying? He put like the brotherhood together from the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. And how
Yeah.
long ago
And
was that? Like how long?
I'm also the oldest out of both of them. I'm a year older than both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely.
Y'all got good synergy. I mean, you guys have good synergy, obviously. You guys have made some great music together.
No
Um,
doubt.
yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to hear the most feared?
Yes.
Yes, that
Yes.
was like a homage to the Wu for the that was I think that might have been their 25th anniversary. So
Hmm.
we took each member a song from each member and like remixed it. We actually got the original samples that RZA found one of my
Mhm.
like all the producers that produced it, I told them to find that real sample where RZA found it from. They found it
Mhm.
and they chopped it up their own way, and we put a little twist to it on each one. And that's why if you listen to it, you hear a skit from each member before the song or maybe after the song
Yeah.
to let people know that all right, that's his beat, whatever the case may be, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real innovative. And that's what we got to do nowadays. We need more of artists paying homage, to the ones that came before.
That's what the problem we have today. That these young cats, they just come out thinking they started everything,
Oh,
not knowing there's a history behind everything, you know what I'm saying? Because
right.
before us, we had Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, and all that, you know what I'm saying? Without them,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have this path right now to be walking through and doing what we do. So you always got to pay homage to what came before you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I think that's where, the gap is with the new artists today, with the artists of like maybe our generation. I think that helps to create that gap. Um,
Facts.
and I don't know what we could do to really kind of close that gap and bring it back together.
I
But
believe
there
the OGs need to like reach out to the young ones
yeah,
also, though. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
really the gag. The OGs don't reach out to them and teach them, and then the young G's ain't trying to listen to the OGs. So that's why
right,
this shit is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But we do have
right.
some young guys that pay homage to the older
Yeah,
cats. But for the most part, a lot of them don't even know their history, why they even doing what they do. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So,
Or how they're able to do what they're doing.
right,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? Even more important,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
right,
Yeah, it's deep. So what do
right.
you think now? Like who's some of the younger or generation that you listen to? If you listen to them, with some of the
I
ones
listen to
that you
everything. I
like.
listen to everything. I listen to
Yeah.
everything. Whatever the
Hmm.
vibration, if the vibration is good, I'll listen to it. But
Yeah.
there's really not too many like um I love Joey Badass when he first came out when he was little like young. I love his stuff.
Mhm.
I like Kendrick Lamar stuff.
Mhm.
J. Cole. Like MCs. I like MCs. You know what I'm saying? People that's really
Yeah.
got substance that's saying something. Really. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
that
because
type
there's
of
a
stuff.
difference. You can tell the difference when somebody's
Right.
just kind of rapping and it's just kind of like a song.
Right.
Because good music is timeless. It's got that
Yeah.
timeless feel. You can listen to it at any time, and it still could give you that feeling of the first time you listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
And
know what I
that's
mean?
that's how I try to make my music. I try to make my
Yeah.
music where you can hear it 10 years from now and be like, wow, that shit is still good. It's not microwavable, not like for the moment type stuff. That's why I really don't try to put dates and talk about current events too much.
Mhm.
Because because it gets outdated, whatever. I like music to be timeless, you know what I'm saying? That's another
Yeah.
acronym for TMF too, timeless music forever. That's what we
Dope.
also use TMF for. Also, it stands for
Yeah.
Truth Means Facts. Truth means
Mhm.
facts. The money first. Those are like the real meanings for them. But there's a
Mhm.
bunch. We have a bunch of them though, like a whole bunch of them though.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Well, talk about some of your time with TMF and the ties that you guys have with the Woo with Ghostface and all of that. Talk about kind of those relationships and how important that brotherhood, means to you.
Okay. Well, like I said, out of my siblings, I'm the oldest out of seven.
Mhm. I
So
actually ran into your brother on the island before and I thought it
get
was
out of
you.
here. Which
So
one?
I
The
don't
big,
know
the
which
one that
one
looks
is
like
looks
Nipsey
he
Hussle.
looks he looks just like you is who he looks like.
Oh, he's light skinned.
Mhm.
Was he? He's one of my two little twin brothers.
Maybe.
I have
Yeah,
I have
he
I have
he
little
looks
twin
like
brothers that look
I
exactly
thought it
like
was
me.
you. I thought it was you. And they
Yeah,
was
I have
that's my brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have little twin brothers that look just like me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. See, people think we triplets sometimes.
Wow. That's how
Hmm.
strong the genes are.
Yeah, and it's crazy. They have different fathers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they look just like me though. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that means your mom's got some really strong genes,
Yeah. My
you
mom
know?
got some strong genes,
Yeah,
strong
God bless
genes.
her. Yep.
Yeah, she made a
Yep.
tribe because she actually made seven of us, and
Wow.
out of all my siblings, they made her 23 grandbabies. Plus, she has two great grandbabies. So
Mm.
yeah, it's she made a tribe.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is a
Miss
village.
Cookie definitely made a tribe.
That is a village.
Yeah,
That's a village.
village
That's a blessing
exactly.
though. That's a blessing.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? That's how we keep it going.
But going back to the original question, how I met Wu Tang and stuff. Like I said, I used to go to Ghost's crib and chill with his little brothers, his brother Salah Bean and his brother Dion that was in the wheelchair. and we would
Mhm.
just hang out, just kick it, just doing whatever. And Ghost took a liking to us, whatever. He would have us spit
Mhm.
rhymes for his peoples, whatever, his older guards, and he'd be like, "Yo, these my little niggas, they gonna get busy, they gonna get busy, they gonna be with me." And he always
Uh,
kept his word though, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He took us all
mhm.
everywhere he could possibly take us. You know what I'm saying? And
That's what's up.
he opened the door for us, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the big
Mhm.
bro right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, he's also dropping Supreme Client 2 pretty soon. You might catch TMF on there.
Yo,
you know?
that'll be dope. That'll be
Mm-hmm.
dope.
Because we was on
Yeah.
the first one. We was on the song called One. We did the
Mhm.
hook on the song called One for Supreme Clientele.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that'll be dope for the return, right?
Right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
hmm
So
But
talk
they,
about
but
mhm.
but like I said, they always been like big brothers to us. Like they always made sure
Mhm.
we was like, you know what I'm saying, like not getting in trouble, take us to the studios and take us on tour with them. You know what I'm saying, stuff like
Gotta
that.
keep
So I
you busy
always,
with something
yeah, try to
productive.
keep
Yeah.
right, and show us something different. You know what I'm saying, instead of being in the hood doing bad stuff. You know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I always
That's
give
what's
it up to the
up.
brothers. Yeah, I always give it to them because a
Wu-Tang
lot of
is for
people
the
ask.
children.
A lot of
Y'all were the
people,
children at the
yeah,
time,
exactly for
right?
the children all day. Exactly,
Right, right.
exactly.
Go
Word.
ahead.
hmm Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's how we got down with the Woo though, you know what I'm saying? And then, we
Yeah,
used to hang out with a Killer Army, Sons of Man, we would hang out with them because they was like kind of like more our age group, whatever. So we would
yeah.
hang out with them in the studio and chill out and vibe out, whatever. While the
Mhm.
Woo was doing their thing, we'll be in the other room doing our thing, whatever.
Right,
And that's
right,
how we formed the whole brotherhood. The whole brotherhood came about just being in the studio and just vibing out all
right,
the time. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying?
right,
A lot of Dark Man might pop up, Oh Dirty might pop up, this guy might pop up, True Mass might pop up, Mathematics might pop up. You just never know, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
so it was always fun it was always fun times, you know what I'm
Yeah, a fun
saying?
atmosphere, right?
Fun atmosphere all the time. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Always joking, a
So
lot of jokes.
talk about the
Mhm.
battling. Did you guys battle growing up? Like you were
Yeah,
still
man.
sharp and still. Tell us about some of the legendary battles growing up, or anything you want to talk about. Any memories you have of that?
Well, it was battles. There was battles. Like
Uh-huh.
we would battle like King Just and a couple of the Park Hill guys, New Brighton guys. We'll
Mhm.
battle. We'll battle. We'll go up. We'll go to 40 Deuce and catch a battle on Times Square. People be out there rapping. We'll just jump in the cipher, and that's how we used to
Mhm.
get our name in the '90s. That's how people knew who we was. Like if
Yeah.
not, if you wasn't there, you just wasn't there. You wouldn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In the
But that's
90s,
how.
it's like boots on ground. We were boots on ground in the
Yes,
90s, like with selling selling the
exactly.
mixtapes and showing up the ciphers. It's a little
Yes.
different now with the internet.
Right. Right. And now
Yeah.
we got social media, so anybody can just pop up and do whatever. But back then you
Right.
had to really show face and like really get busy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If not, then you was just getting kicked out the cipher. You know what I'm saying? That's how it
Fast.
was, right.
Yeah.
Word. Word.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
No
That is so
doubt. No
dope.
doubt. And we battled for money. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm,
did it all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I used to battle Memphis Bleak a lot. The Memphis Bleak used to kind of Staten Island. We would go to Marcy Projects or whatever. We
Mhm.
battle him. A couple of the Brooklyn Cats or whatever. Um, Stuff like that. Shaheem, shit like that. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Shaheem was
Mhm.
kind of like a big inspiration for me because he was like my age, and to see
Mhm.
that it was possible to have a record deal and do all this stuff, and his producer RNS
Mhm.
was actually the guy who like kind of like taught RZA how to do like music, used to play with the machines and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he
Uh-huh.
was like a super inspiration in Staten Island. RNS. I don't know if you know RNS or heard of him.
No.
RNS.
Yeah.
Yeah, RNS produced. He produced all Shaheem's first albums and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's what's
and
up.
all those stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I want to say he has something to do with the Can It Be beat and another beat. I believe he like did something with that. I believe he has something to do with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but RNS was like a super Staten Island hip hop inspiration for everybody because he was also the producer for the UMCs. I don't know if you heard of the UMCs. Remember the UMCs?
Yeah, I do remember the
Yes,
UMCs.
yes. He also
Yeah,
produced
okay.
for them exactly.
All
And then
right,
one,
all right.
then one of the members from the UMCs, Haas, he also went off to be a producer himself.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He did the Magic Stick beat for 50 Cent.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that beat for him. And he also did the shit. I want to say Apollo Kids beat. I want to say he did the
Okay.
Apollo Kids beat too for Ghost Joint. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
That's dope.
Hmm.
That's dope.
But that's how we started like making demos at RNS's house though. We used to go to RNS house and make demos there,
Mhm.
spread it out through the hood. You know what I'm saying? When we was recording on the big giant rails though, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it was like that's how I learned to go in the studio and do one takes. Like I'm the one take man. I go in there, I do one take, and it's I'm out there. And it's because back then you couldn't waste time with the reel because they'd have to do the tape and tape it over and all this. So it was
Yeah.
like, so if you didn't get it right in one shot, get out the booth, bro. Get out. You're wasting time now. You know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying?
ain't nothing wrong with that because studio time's expensive now.
You're very exactly. So,
Shit.
so I learned how to do that real fast early on,
Mhm.
like going there, one take it, one take it, one take it, and get
And
it
be
done.
prepared when you get to the studio. Like some of these
Exactly.
cats, they get to the studio, they trying to write the rhyme in the studio and all
Right,
that
getting
kind of.
high, getting falling out
Yeah,
on the
like
couch
you're
and all
supposed to
this and
be
that.
prepared when you get there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was always prepared with 1,000 rhymes ready to go. And back then I remember everything. Now I was like, I forget some of my rhymes. I'm like, oh shit, 'cause I
Yeah.
write so much. But back then
Yeah.
I remembered everything. Because you
Hmm.
had to be sharp back then. You really had to be sharp back then. If
Right.
not, then you just might as well just give it up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. And
I'm very
then back then you
passionate
had
though.
to be sharp and you had to be original. You had to
Yes.
be original and innovative in your own right. You couldn't be out there copying what somebody else was doing, copying their
Facts.
style, and it's
Facts.
crazy because it's like that's what the game has kind of evolved to.
I
I
blame
would
that on the
say.
labels. I blame that on the
Oh
labels.
no, definitely it's the label's fault. Definitely
Hmm.
they put a prototype out of how they want hip hop. I mean, the whole industry of hip hop has been hijacked by the labels and by the
Facts.
corporations. And right
Facts.
now the product that the mainstream is getting of hip hop is not the original hip hop of how it started.
Facts.
This is a
Facts.
this is a really weird type of dystopian hip hop
Right.
that they are putting out to the
And the
people.
way they putting it out is crazy. The streaming is like
Yes.
unbelievable. Makes no
Hmm.
sense. No one's figuring out this streaming thing at
Right.
all. Like I don't know where this
Are
came from.
getting the artists are getting really screwed with the streaming.
Oh
I think.
yeah, screw. Like even
Yeah.
big time artists are getting screwed. Like big time artists is just equivalent to an underground artist nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
of
Right. There's
streaming
no
now.
difference now.
Right. And that's why everybody's doing it. Like, hey, I can do it too. You know,
Right.
so it's like watered down to the max right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Become
That's why right
saturated.
now is the best time to be super, super original right now. Cause you'll
Hmm.
stand out now if you're super original right now, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's coming back. I mean, everything happens in cycles in the universe. So I think it's going to
Facts.
come back around. So people just got to be steadfast and be
Facts.
original and continue to be creative and continue
Facts.
to be focused on what you're doing, and
Facts.
that's what people fail to realize sometimes they get too focused in on what other people are doing.
Right.
You just got to focus in on you because we all have different paths, you know what I'm saying? We all
Facts.
different frequencies, so everything ain't for everybody the same way at
Facts.
the same time. You know what I mean? So I think that's important too. And I think when people don't understand that, that's where a lot of things get lost in translation. And then, like you
Facts.
said, you got the industry coming through, you know,
Telling you
picking
this
up
is what you
people.
need to be.
Yeah,
You need to be like
yeah,
this.
yeah. Telling you
You
if
need to
you
be like
want this
that.
money and all this, you got to do this and do that. A lot of our
And
people who don't have
then they
money,
raping them on the deals also. They
yeah,
just like
they're going
raping these
right,
kids,
right,
taking their merch money, taking
yeah,
everything from them. You know what I'm
on the
saying? It's
back end. Yep,
yeah, because they figure out this young guy from the hood, he'll take a little 50,000 and yeah, he's good with that. You know, so he'll buy a bunch of
right.
guns and chains and go to jail.
Right, right, and we'll get the money right back.
Right back.
And you get it right back through the paying of the fines and all that kind of stuff and paying the lawyer
Hmm.
fees and all that. Oh, it goes all right back to the same source.
Yeah, it's all rigged right now. It's all rigged like a
Yeah,
motherfucker, and it's sad too.
yeah,
It's best to
it
be an
is.
independent right now is the best way to be right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do comes out of my
Mhm.
pocket. You know, everything comes out of my
Right.
pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it's my passion, so I gotta treat my shit like it's. You know what I'm saying? This is my shit, so I gotta put into it. You know what I mean? Can't have no
Right.
handouts. I don't want no. I do my shit on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
I
That.
drew my own logo. Everything. I got my own clothing line. Everything. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
try to wait for nobody. I do everything on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's dope. I mean, and let's put a picture of that up. Let's put a picture of your logo up and your clothing line and talk about that a little bit. Yep. There we go.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put these up. Look at that, guys. So you got the mask and you got hoodies, the jacket, the t-shirt. Talk about the Tom Wisp collection, which I love that name and it suits you. There
The
you go.
Tallbush collection. was like I said, I was always a Tommy Hilfiger rocking dude. So I would
Mm-hmm.
figure, I come out with my own Tommy line. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
I
I
love it.
always liked colors. Like I was big on like colors, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
bright colors and stuff like that. So that's why the yellow smiley face with the red and white, everything just like it's just embodies what I like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very bold.
Very bold, exactly. And
Yeah.
I just also like I didn't like spending money on clothes. So I said, fuck it, I make my own clothing line, I rock my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
throw my
how
own
I
shit
thought
on. I
about
ain't gotta
that
spend
too.
no money
Yeah.
now. I can just go in the closet
Exactly.
and pick out something of my own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Word, word.
Yeah, I
So
mean that's smart.
that's what that really
It,
came about.
yeah. And
Hmm.
you gotta be adaptable in this game too, because
Facts,
everything you can't base everything in one egg and base everything on making albums and getting money back from the albums. You have
facts,
different lines of streams of income when
right,
you're an artist,
right,
because it's hard out here for artists.
facts, facts.
So I think that's cool. So what are some of the other things that you might see yourself in the future evolving into? Speaking of that from that standpoint.
I'm I really like being behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I could see myself being a cameraman, a
Hmm.
director, something like that. Because the video, my man Seven Sins shot the video, but
Yes.
I like I directed it because everything I'm hands on with everything, everything.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to
Salute
make
to
beats,
Seven
but I could.
Sins. Salute to the bro. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Good brother right there.
Yeah.
Like everything I try to do, I'm hands on with everything, everything. Like I try to be like, I'm the first and last person in the studio. I'm there with the engineer till it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like sometimes the engineers got to kick me out the studio. Like, yeah, I'm a workaholic. You know what I'm saying? I put them to work. Yeah.
Right.
The I have an album called Tommy Unchained.
Mhm.
I did that album in 2 hours. I did like 17 songs in like 2 hours, but I only put
Mhm.
like 13, 12 songs on the album. But I did the
Mhm.
whole joint in fucking like 2 hours. Yeah, I work
Yeah.
fast in the studio. I'm real fast working in the studio. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that's
that goes without saying with all of the projects that you have out. Um,
mhm.
so talk about your growth with that too. Talk about your growth from the first project that you put out up to where we are now, Unbelievable. Talk about your growth as an artist through those projects. How have you evolved in your
Life.
music? Yeah.
Just life, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Life can just take you here, there, and it just take you through travels. And while you're seeing these things and going through these things, you just express them through your music. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
life is like the component to what makes my music great. Just living life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's about it. Cause I don't know if you heard of my young boy Yasin's.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Right.
kind of well, it's kind of new from, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
don't think he's new to rapping, but I know he's new on the scene and stuff. Yeah, I
Right.
heard of him.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Cause one
Dope
day
young
his
brother.
Right. One day his father hit me up, was like, yo, man, my son is rapping, man. Want to see what you could do, help him out a little bit. I said, honestly, there's nothing I could do for him but let him live his life. Because as
Mhm.
soon as he lives his life and experience things, he could be able to talk about things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
after that, the kid became a fucking beast. He became a genius. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I make sure I try to involve him in all my albums. I try to put him on a song or two, whatever. Make sure he get his light, whatever. But he's doing
Mhm.
his thing right now. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young guys from Staten Island coming up right now and shit. But he's definitely
Mhm.
one of the ones right now that's definitely making a lot of noise right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's dope.
Yes, indeed.
That's dope.
Yes,
So
indeed.
how do you feel about the scene in Staten Island between the artists? Is
For the
it
most part,
yeah.
most
Talk
Staten
about
Island
is
rappers,
it collaborative or is it supportive? How do you see it?
it's supportive. It could be more collaborations going on because there's
Mhm.
so many MCs on Staten Island. There's like a lot
Right.
of talent on Staten Island. Staten Island is almost like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mhm.
talent everywhere. But I think if
Mhm.
we show more camaraderie, it'll big it up more. It'll blow it up more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody doing their own thing. Me personally, I'm a person everybody could reach out to from Staten. Every rapper you could think of could hit me
Mhm.
up, and I'm gonna hop on a joint. I ain't gonna ask for no money. I'll pop up to the video. I'll do all that shit because I just want Staten Island to look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because Staten Island
Yep.
has this dark cloud. Even though we got the woo, it's still like people forget about us though. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you
like the
always
Lost
have to keep
Borough. Yeah.
Right. You always have to
But
keep
that's what I'm
showing
saying, you gotta
people.
keep punching them in the face, you gotta keep
Yes.
punching them in the face
Yes.
to let them know that y'all, you're still here and,
Exactly.
you're still producing great artists.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
What made you start your platform?
So, I started my platform back in actually 2016, which is about
Okay.
9 years ago now.
Okay.
So I'm in my, fruition stage of my platform.
Nice.
And I just seen a need.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just seen a need for, a change in the way we were portrayed, a change
Mm.
in the reflection that we're
Mm.
shown in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm like, why not be the change? I'm gonna
Facts.
be the change. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I just started the platform back then and it's really evolved a little over the years. Especially during COVID, I had to
Right.
change my gears a little bit with the way I was doing things. Because
Facts.
prior to COVID, I was doing mostly in-person videos, mostly
Mm.
in-person interviews,
Okay.
And then when
Right.
COVID hit, it was kind of like at a standstill, and I wasn't really doing much, but I was selling merch and stuff during the time. And I
Hmm.
also, had music out. I was out on the Hidden Knowledge 3
Okay.
album, and also I put an EP out in 2019. So it was just, me
Okay.
tapping in to my creativity, and
Where could the fans find that?
they gotta hit me up for it. Like you said,
Okay.
independent.
That's
Everything
right.
runs through me. So if anybody wants to hear anything that I've done, they gotta come directly to the queen.
That's
There ain't
facts.
no detours around here.
That's facts.
A
Facts.
straight
That's
road.
fire. That's
So,
fire.
yeah, so, I just wanted to make sure that we were showing each other in a positive light and really
Facts.
showing the right way for each other, like respect, uplift, love, empower, support. Those are my rules. That spells out rules as the acronym. And I call those
Mm.
royalty rules, and they're really the community rules of engagement.
Facts.
So that's just my way of kind of giving back to the culture, um, and spreading my creative wings also,
Hmm.
and fulfilling my soul urge and different things like that, and fulfilling who I'm destined to be, and the
Facts.
things that I'm destined to bring together. And just kind of like you with your
Hmm.
frequency, like you said, you're willing to work with anybody. That's because of your two energy. Two is the
Right.
teamwork,
Right.
collaborator.
Right.
You're very understanding. You love music, and all of that. So I can see that of you,
Hmm.
so I think that's pretty cool. And all of us are here to do different things within the
Facts.
realms that we're in. And that's what I do on BTV. I help bring that knowledge to the family of what their frequency, um, you know, is here to do.
Right.
So I think, that's a part of why I do it. But I love it. I love BTV. I love bringing people on
Facts.
like you,
Right.
and having people like you come on and really share their vision,
Facts.
because this is what we need. We have to support each other. If we don't support each
Facts.
other, no one else will. So,
No,
and that was
that's
actually one of my
facts.
shows. It was because if we don't, who will? Because if we
Mm.
don't make a change in the way we see ourselves, or if we don't stand up and say certain things, it's going to continue the status quo. So if you cool with the status quo, then you cool with it, and that's where you're at, but I'm not.
Facts.
So I'm doing what I'm doing to change my reality. So,
Facts.
what I mean,
That's
whoever's
dope.
going to be on my vibration, that's who I'm going to encounter. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's who it's for. Nobody, nobody more, nobody less. So
Facts. That's dope,
yeah,
sis. That's
yeah,
dope. It's really
yeah.
dope.
So let's talk about the album a little bit. So
Okay.
Element Bolo laced the beats, right?
Yes, he did.
So what made his production the right match for you on this specific project at this time in space?
He's been my engineer for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, he just started making beats. That's what's crazy. All this time he's been engineering me. I'm like, nigga, you make beats?
That's what's up, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta expand,
Yeah. But he
right?
also has his own album out. It's called Bolo. His album is called Bolo. If you look on
Okay.
DSPs, you look up Bolo, Bolo. He has his own album, which he has a song with me, Trife and Crime on it. It's
Mhm.
called Crazy Visions, and he has a bunch of artists on his album though. But he definitely has the whole TMF on a song though, which is
Dope.
very hard to get. It's hard to get all three of us. So
Yeah.
he pulled it off. He pulled it off. But so like I said, him being my engineer for so long, and we have like a good brotherhood. Me and him is like real good friends, whatever. So we just lock in the studio and just smoke a couple of good ones. And he throw a beat on, I'll just go in, and then we accumulated so many songs. I said, you know what, let's just put an album. Let's go put out. We was initially gonna put an EP out,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a workaholic, so I like to keep going and going. He keep throwing the beat on, I'm gonna keep throwing a
Yeah.
rhyme on. He keep throwing a beat,
Right.
I'm
So
gonna
that
keep
EP becomes the LP real quick, right?
real quick. Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
dope.
that's basically that's how that came about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's a good brother. Yo. You tune into him too. He's a good dude, man.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. And that's what this is all about. It's about spreading the knowledge of the people who are creatives in our space. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And, people sharing resources and different things like that. Like,
Facts.
it's enough in this world for all of us to have a piece. It ain't no need to be stingy with your
Right.
resources, stingy with knowledge and information.
Right.
Like, help a
Right.
brother
That's
out,
that.
help a sister out.
Facts. That's the
Yeah,
gatekeeping. That's
man.
that gatekeeping mentality.
Yeah, I don't like that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't like it
Yeah.
at all, man.
Hey, it's
It's not my
disgusting.
style,
Right, right.
you
It shows a
know?
lot about a person that does that though anyway. So, those type of
Yeah,
people I try to stay away from anyway. So it's like
right. They reveal their own character.
facts, facts.
Mhm. So talk
Hmm.
about the title, Unbelievable. I like that title. What made you name the album that?
Like if you listen to the self-titled song "Unbelievable" featuring Trife on it,
Mhm.
that song right there can explain the whole album really. Like I'm the type of person that I would really give you clothes off my back. Like I see you need it, I will give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like
Mhm.
I'm just I will feed you if you're hungry, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like getting
Yeah.
taken advantage of, but I will help. You know what I'm saying? As much as I can. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
kind of like where the word "unbelievable" came about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. I love it. So let's play your video real quick. Let's take an
Let's
intermission.
do it. Let's
We'll play
do it.
your video. So give me 1 second. Let me cue it up.
Thank you.
Yes. Um,
Off Safety, the business, produced by Elemento. Your boy Tommy Whispers, live on the Taylor B Media Show right now. It's going down. She's about to play the exclusive video. Let's go.
yeah, let's go. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me make it big. And then
I keep mines off safety. You know the business. Yeah, I keep mines off safety. Yo. Fresh off the dome, I just left home. Got a pack chrome whenever in the red zone, cause it's always on. And you never know who got it. Young mobsters, monsters from the projects. Teach them how to fish and they'll never go starving. You rather take them on drills and start them off with robbing. I sent them off to school. Had these youngins up in college. It's better to give them knowledge before they end up stuck in college or somewhere in the max where the blacks are the targets. Free rated R, yeah, the government is garbage setting brothers up. It's designed for us to have shit zero. That's a goose egg, yup. Your hero, look what they did. The goose in the feds, this shit is weird, yo. Fiends getting locked up, come home and try to run shit. I can't snooze, I can't lose, gotta stay with it wherever I go. Like little blues, it don't matter where I'm at. My 10 toes is in my shoes, so I don't give a fuck about him or you. Poppy Chew, yup, got the game locked like I be goose. Stick and move, gotta think quick or you gon' lose. This is chess, not Othello. Get popped with the heavy metal. Wanna settle out? This ain't no lawsuit, so make your move. I'm too loyal, humble and wise king. I'm royal by the bing. Call me Tommy Soprano, I let it ring like a missed call. Told you before, I do my thing. This is Wispy. Huh, yeah, it's either my life or yours. I love mine, so I made the right choice. It's like Jadakiss, I got the right voice. Guarantee I can make your whole moist. Huh. Without the rollie or the Royce. Bro, the key appeal a nigga is noise. A private life, I got nothing to exploit. So mind your business, I'm minding my business. Call me Mr. Wall Street, surrounded by business. Don't tell me how to run mine, this is my business. I handle my business and stick to the business, yup. I'm sticking to the business. I keep mines off safety. You know the business, yeah. I keep mines off safety. Yo. I keep mines off safety. You know the business, yeah. I keep mines off safety. Yo. I keep mines off safety. You know the business, yeah. I keep mines off safety. Yo. smoke all this motherfucking weed, you heard? To all the killers who don't miss shit. On point, hit they ops in the biscuit real quick. The real $100 billers who's persistent, always getting to it and handling their business. But it's you stupid, my niggas stay consistent. To all the killers who don't miss shit. On point, hit they ops in the biscuit real quick. The real $100 billers who's persistent, always getting to it and handling their business.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt,
Brother,
no doubt, no
brother.
doubt, no doubt. Fire, fire, fire emojis, everybody. Fire emojis. Let's go.
I had to play them killer bees for that.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
Thank you,
Y'all got to
thank
go
you.
pick this album up. Let me get the banner up here. So let's get
It's
the
actually on
banner
all
up here.
DSPs right now. It's on all DSPs at the moment right now. It was on
Yes, it's
Bandcamp
available
exclusively.
everywhere.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
It's on Bandcamp, and you can get right to that at
Mm-hmm.
tommywhispers.bandcamp.com. Make
Yes,
sure you guys
indeed.
are following Tommy on IG at Tommy_whispers. And if you want to get a feature with Tommy, you want to work with Tommy, collaborate with him, whispers.nosmile@gmail.com. And if you want to collaborate with either Tommy or anyone out of TMF, Crime or Trife, or all three of them, you can email 10millionfans@gmail.com. And
Facts,
you can just put the initials of the person that you want to work with in the subject line, or you can put
facts,
TMF for all of them. Right?
facts, facts, sis. Yes.
Yeah, man. Y'all got to go pick this album up. Make sure you guys go pick up the album. If you go on the Bandcamp, you can check out all of Tommy's other music. He is up there on Bandcamp. And like he said, it's available on all streaming platforms.
Facts, facts.
And what do you think, Tommy? What do you think about, did you do any physicals for this particular album, or what do you think about doing physicals as well as
Oh yeah, the
um
physicals are coming soon. Physicals definitely coming
okay,
soon. Definitely,
good.
definitely, definitely. I
Yeah,
might even make a
good.
special unbelievable merch also just for the
A
album, whatever.
package?
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
little the album cover, you know what I'm saying, on the shirt, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Little
Yeah.
package, little bundle package, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
And this is the album cover. So this is what it looks
Indeed.
like when you guys are going to look for it, and make sure you guys check out the Tom Wisp collection. Get your hoodies, get your
Yes.
t-shirts,
Yes.
um, you know, like support each other. That's a part of the
Yes.
community rules of engagement, y'all. We got to support each other. If we don't support each other, nobody else will. And then these,
Facts.
hold on, this is the wrong one. Let me put this one up. These are just some of your albums that you have up on your Bandcamp. I know this is not all of your albums, but it's a good,
Facts.
great deal of them. So
Right.
all of these albums that you see up on the screen, you can go get up on Bandcamp. So make sure you guys go, look Tommy out, and get up with the brother, because he's doing big things. As you can see, the video was straight fire. That song is straight fire. So that only tells me that the whole album is straight fire.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you. As well as you.
Thank you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We gotta really big each other up. We really have to do
We
that.
all we got, man. We all we
Yeah,
got. You know what I'm saying?
we're all we got. You're absolutely
Facts.
right. So what's in store for you? I know you just dropped the album. Who do you want to collaborate with next? I know you have your regulars that you normally collaborate with. Tell me your top three people, and they could be people that you already collaborated with in the past, but give me your top three people that you would like to collaborate with from your hood.
From my hood?
Yeah, from your hood.
Shit. Hmm. I don't think there's anybody I haven't worked with in my hood though. Honestly, I've
No,
worked
it
with
could be
everybody.
it could be it could be somebody you already worked with. I'm saying, for who do you want to work with again?
I just want my brother Killer Sin to come home. How about that?
Yes.
That's why my
Yes.
brother Killer Sin to come home so we can get busy. That's why I want to work with again. My brother Killer Sin. He used to
Oh,
come to my house every morning and we write rhymes together, me and Killer Sin.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's my brother right
Yeah,
there. I
free
miss
Killer
him.
Sin, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Yeah,
free
man.
all the kings. Free all of our
Word.
black kings, yo.
Word.
Free them all.
Facts. Facts.
Free them all.
Facts.
Let us be. Let us police
Facts.
ourselves. You know what I'm
But
saying?
my favorite rapper of all
Hmm.
time
Yes.
is
Who is
Slick
that?
Rick. Slick Rick. Slick. I would love to do I would love to do a whole album with Slick Rick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Slick. I met him twice before though, and I told him, "Yo, Slick, you the guy, man. You the man. He's the guy that inspired me to do what I do and be original and tell stories and just be vivid with my words." Like Slick Rick, like his music right now to this day is still like what's happening now is like the shitty like
Yeah.
children's story is like a story that's right now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Which is amazing. Like nobody's. I feel like he's the best, man. Slick
Yeah.
Rick is the he's the one. He's the one.
And
He's
that's what I mean
definitely.
about that timeless music. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's how you know something's classical when it's timeless. And
Facts.
it can be felt through any age that it's listened to. That's the true mark of good music.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely like inspires me to this day, man. As far as dressing, style, storytelling, originality. Yeah, it's definitely him, boy. He's the one. He's the blueprint to what I do. Definitely.
Yeah,
As far,
definitely.
KRS, everybody, Big Daddy Kane,
Hmm.
all of them, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody. But Slick Rick is
It,
definitely the one.
Slick Rick's
Mhm.
the one, right?
One, yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you about hip hop. Let's switch gears back into this. Since we see the evolution of hip hop and we see how the corporations are kind of taking over and they're putting out an agenda of the sound that they want everyone to hear.
Hmm.
Where do you see this going? Do you see it coming back around or do you see how do you see this in 10 years? How do you see hip hop in 10 years from now? 10 to 20 years from now? Do you see it getting worse on this scale that it's going, or do you see it balancing itself out somehow?
That's a real tricky question, man. It's a real tricky question, man, because it feels like they always wanted to shut hip hop down. We already know that,
Hmm.
but I feel like they finding ways to do it little by little with the streaming and the way they just doing things, and it's
Hmm.
like it's kind of scarce with the hip hop scene. But hip hop's here forever though. Hip hop's not going anywhere because
Right.
we got little grandkids. We got grandmothers doing it. We got little kids doing it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in doing it, but hip hop can it can be saved. It can definitely be saved
Hmm.
if everybody goes in the right direction with it. But right now it's like really scary though.
Yeah.
It's really not looking good for hip hop. And it's because of the corporations though, honestly though. Like as far as the underground scene, everybody underground scene is doing striving right now. You know what I'm saying? Like real
Hmm.
hip hop is there. Real hip hop is there, but it's not being pushed to the forefront like it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but hip hop's gonna be here forever though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I really do hope to see a greater balance. Like I said,
Facts.
everything does happen in cycles. So I do feel like with people like you still put music out, all of the guys like Don Pacino,
Hmm.
everyone that's continuing to work hard and put things out to keep the golden era kind of, renewed, that
Facts.
history renewed, and really like let people see that there's another alternative, there's another way to listen to hip hop. And like I said, people are going to flock to the frequency that they're going to flock to. So it's going
Facts.
to be the message is going to get to who it needs to get to. That's the way I kind
Facts.
of look at it.
Facts.
Yeah.
I mean, right now there is a lot of lanes in hip hop. There's a lot of
Mhm.
lanes you can choose and go to and listen to whatever you listen to.
Mhm.
So I believe hip hop is going to be in a good state of mind, like good state. But it's like it's all what you like to listen to, what you're into, though. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what there's so many options right now. So you can just pick and choose whatever you want to choose, whatever you know what I'm saying, and enjoy however you want to enjoy the music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really do see it too. I see hip hop as I see the artists as like superheroes too. So,
Facts.
are you a good superhero or are you a villain? So,
Hmm.
sometimes when I'm looking at like artists and shit
Hmm.
like that, like that's
Hmm.
how I kind of look at them. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
then I look at the message that they're giving and all that, and then it's like,
Hmm.
okay, that's a good guy,
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So that's the kind of the way that I kind of pick and choose too, who
Facts,
I'm going to listen to, and because you got to feed your brain good food.
facts, facts.
Mhm.
See, me, I try to slide a message in everything I do. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
could be talking some crazy stuff, but I also
Mhm.
slide that message in there because the crazy stuff is what gravitates people to things. So once you
Right.
pull them in and they really listening, they'll catch the jewel. If they're smart enough, they'll catch the jewel. You know what I'm
Right. Absolutely. If they're smart
saying?
enough.
And the Wu Tang Brotherhood is all about dropping gems. So
Yes.
as long as we're around, we're gonna give you out the rail. We're gonna give it to you how you're supposed to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so happy and I'm so thrilled that you came by to
Facts.
BTV. Is there anything else that you want to talk to the people or say to the people, to your fans out there before we wrap up?
Get ready for Crime's album next. The Crime Wave 3, that's coming up next. Then Tripe's coming out with his album, Love of Competition. And we also have a whole TMF album. We're like maybe 65% in on the
Okay.
TMF album. We got about
Dope.
12 cuts already. Well, you know, we're gonna maybe put out, not put out, but we're gonna try. Our goal is to put out like do 30 songs and pick up the best 12. And then whatever's left over, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with it though. But we're like pretty deep in the album though. We're really deep in though. Like
That's
really deep. I
dope.
wish I could play some stuff for you right now, but I don't have it with me right now.
Hmm.
But we got some stuff
Well,
coming
next
real
time.
soon.
Next time.
Yes. Yes indeedy. Yes
And you
indeedy.
know what?
I'm
When you guys are ready to put that out, I need all three of y'all back on this platform together so we can
facts,
talk about the
facts,
album and promote that.
facts. Well, we're definitely gonna have Crime Life next. Crime Life
Yeah.
next. We can honestly have Crime Life tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Yeah.
we can
Hmm.
line it up.
That's
Let's talk
right.
about it. We could
That's
talk about
right.
it.
That's
So
right.
I want everyone to make sure you right now. I want you to make sure actually to make sure you like this video and share this video, especially with a Wu-Tang Killer B head. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you share the love. Tommy Whispers, we got him on the platform. So happy to have him here. He's got a new album out, Unbelievable. We just played his video off Safety. So make sure you go follow him on Instagram at Tommy_Whispers. Make sure you go follow his Bandcamp and check his Bandcamp out for his other projects at TommyWhispers.bandcamp.com. And of course, his new album is on all streaming platforms. And if you want to get some work done, the emails are right there, whispers.nosmile@gmail.com and 10millionfans@gmail.com. Make sure y'all go holler at Tommy Whispers. I want to thank you, King, so much for being here
Thank you
on
too,
BTV.
sis.
This has been an honor and a privilege. Um,
Yes.
so I'm going to go ahead and close the show out, but I don't want you to go anywhere. I want to thank Tommy Whispers again for being here on BTV. This has been Black Education Empowers True Vision, the Hip Hop Hour May edition. Peace and love.
Facts.
Royalty
Peace.
rules. Queens and kings up to the family.
Peace.
Queens up in your hood.